Welcome once again to Breakthrough with Jeff. Now, this is the place we live life with zero limits. Zero limits. And today we are talking about breakthrough itself. This is Breakthrough with Jeff. The book is out. The hard copy, if you need one, the soft copy, if you need one, discounted soft copy available for you to just go through. We are looking at one of, the thoughts in the book. Yes. Let's begin by something I tell myself every day. Now I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I'll believe, not doubt. I am a force for good. I am a force for God. I am a leader. Defy the odds. Defy the odds. Defy the odds. Set a new standard. Step up. Step up. Step up. Yeah, you tell yourself that now I am the voice. You're the voice of your destiny. And you got to allow your voice to be heard. Give yourself permission for your voice to be heard. No matter where you come from, it doesn't matter where you were born. It doesn't matter who was your father. Or it doesn't matter that you never knew your father. You have to get to that day of breakthrough where you make that decision and say, now I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I'll believe, not doubt. I will create, not destroy. I am a force for God. I am a force for good. I am a leader. Defy the odds. Defy the odds. Set a new standard. Step up, step up, step up, step up. Feel the energy. Okay, so today we are talking about breakthrough. Just a snippet of a thought from Breakthrough with Jeff, and let's look at why breakthrough and why now. What stops people from breakthrough, and why did I write this book? Okay, so this is on page 39 on the problem. What is the problem? The biggest problem, what stops people from breaking through to their destiny, is actually fear. We are afraid. Fear is what stops you from becoming the person you are created to be. Fear is a blocker of destiny. And you ask yourself, what am I afraid of? The number one enemy of destiny, the number one enemy of getting the life that you desire and living the life that you deserve is actually fear. You are afraid. And I have outlined in this book some of the fears that I've seen with people that I've worked with in the past. Number one is the fear of rejection. And most people are afraid that they will be rejected. If I was afraid of rejection, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. How many other people could be doing the same thing that I'm doing today, writing books, coaching people, but they're afraid of being rejected? The fear of rejection can keep you from your destiny. This is what keeps us from breakthrough. Fear, the fear of rejection. Another fear that I discuss in this book is the fear of failure, that we are afraid that we are going to fail. And I want to know, do you have another fear that maybe I'm not going to go through that you can share that I've not perhaps experienced? There are many forms of fear that can stop you from being yourself and from your destiny. And so fear of rejection, fear of failure. I've also talked about the fear of uncertainty. You don't know, the fear that you're not sure what will happen, the fear of uncertainty. And let me tell you, I discuss in my book, I say the measure of your maturity is the level of uncertainty you allow in your life. if you're able to just be uncertain and move on with your life, you're not certain about tomorrow, but you can move on with your life. You don't need to see the end result for you to start. You know, Zig Ziglar, he said, you don't have to be great to be started, but you have to get started to be great. And so this uncertainty is an enemy of greatness. The fear of uncertainty, the fear of loneliness. This is one thing that many people don't want to make the move because they fear to be alone. They fear to be alone. The fear of loneliness. What am I going? Can I make it alone? You know, the fear of loneliness. This is another aspect, that I realize stops many people from crushing it, from breaking through to their destiny. Why break through? And why now? Why now? Why now? Because, we have to conquer these fears. But let me just outline them. The fear of change, the fear of being judged. How many of you are afraid of being judged? The fear of being judged by other people on social media, on your YouTube channel. That's why you've not grown your YouTube channel. You have this brilliant idea. You only share with your spouse. You have this brilliant idea. Nowadays, people, the education industry, I'm talking about the personal development, is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And you're there stuck. You have what it takes. Some of you can do a better job than me. But there are these fears that are keeping you stuck. The fear of being judged by others. The fear of getting hurt. I don't want to do it because I don't want to be hurt. These are the enemies that stop us from breaking through to our destiny. Whether the breakthrough you want is in your relationship, in your finances, in your career, in your calling, it doesn't matter. These are enemies of your destiny. And when the warriors, the way they treat enemies is not through negotiation. You're not negotiating with these enemies. You have to step out of your fear no matter what it takes. No matter what. You have to get this mindset of a warrior. Do not negotiate with your fears. The fear of inadequacy. I'm not good enough. Now, this is one of the most, common fears that I find with people that I've coached. The fear that I'm not enough. They want to do something, but they feel I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not complete. And so I don't deserve. Let me tell you now, the challenge is for you to crush your destiny, for you to break through to your true potential. You have to take action. But when you believe you're not enough, you will never take action. You will hesitate one year after another. Which goal have you been doing like this? Hesitating. You've been trying to start that company. You've been trying to become a coach. You've been trying to become an inspirational person, a speaker, a teacher, an influencer, a leader. You've been trying, quote unquote, for years. You're not a bad person. You're struggling with the problem of fear. This is what stops people. The fear of failure, the fear of poverty. Now, let me tell you something. The fear of loss, the fear of success, the fear of abundance. This is what is stopping people from crushing it. The number one. But it's not just a fear. Let me show you. There's something else. Limiting beliefs stop people from actually crushing. It's not just fear. It's your limiting beliefs. Because if you believe that you're not good enough, and maybe you grew up being a people pleaser, you grew up only thinking about other people, so you develop this belief that you don't deserve, that you don't deserve the good in life. You don't deserve a loving relationship. You don't deserve it. And do you know that you are living out your fears and your beliefs? This is what your current life experience is a result of your fears and your beliefs, because this is what contributes to your programming. You're programmed by your fears and your beliefs. What you believe and what you fear is what has programmed you. You cannot live a different life from your programming. And that's why we must break through. The reason we need a breakthrough and the reason we need it now is because there are all these enemies within us that stop us from breaking through. And unless you get help or just, force yourself, take it by force. The kingdom is taken by force. Take it by force. It's not a negotiation. Your destiny is not a negotiation. These are enemies of your destiny. How do you negotiate with an enemy? They are there to kill you. They are there to destroy you. Fear will kill your destiny. Fear will kill your dreams. How many relationships would have been started right now if there was no fear? How many businesses would have been started now if there was no fear? Where would you be today if you didn't have fear? And if you didn't have the limiting belief that you have about what's possible? If you didn't have that limiting belief, let's see what else is in this book, Breakthrough with Jeff, as limiting personal and professional habits. Now, what makes Michael Jordan is habits. What differentiates Michael Jordan from any other athlete is the daily habits of Michael Jordan. If you don't shift your habits, your personal and professional habits, there's some habits that you have accepted to be, this is me, this is who I am. The habit of laziness, the habit of just accepting what other people tell you, the habit of putting low limitation and hitting them. You're always successful in hitting your limits. Do you know that? God created us to always succeed in the limits we set. And so when you set a low limit, you're hitting it. Like if right now you're lazy, you're hitting your limits of your goal is, to be lazy, and you're hitting the limit. We hit our limitation. So what are the limiting personal and professional habits? And a habit could be as small as the habit of smiling. Someone yesterday told me, that one you've mastered. You're always smiling. Every 5 seconds, there's a smile on your face. It's a habit I've learned to have, the habit of just a smile, the habit of exercise, the habit of deep breathing, the habit of thinking before you take an action, the habit of thinking with your heart, the habit of questioning things. Like every coach has this habit of questioning things. Questioning your life is a habit that will help you in your personal and professional life. Now, all of us have habits. You cannot exist without habits. The quality of your habits is what determines your destiny. The quality of the standard you accept, the agreements you have in life, what you agree with, as your standard, that will determine your destiny. Now, you don't need to begin by changing your mindset. You can begin by changing your habits. You can just decide, okay, from today, I'm going to take this habit. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, if you didn't watch, go watch it. I gave about 11 habits that you can take on a daily basis for you to stay on a peak state. If you just practice those, you're good enough. And if you didn't, watch the video, go watch the video for yesterday. And I'm looking forward to hear your comments there. The limiting personal and professional habits that are stopping you. What are those personal and professional habits that are stopping you? And of course, I've discussed so many of them, testimonials from people I have coached. In fact, there are so many here. And then number 4, wrong strategies. Another thing that stops you from breaking through. Maybe you've been trying to break through in your business. You've been trying to break through in your finances from poverty. You've been trying to walk away from poverty. It's like poverty is walking with you like a couple. I tell you, you have the wrong strategies. Because if you're running towards east and you're facing west, it doesn't matter how fast you run. It doesn't matter your speed. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your energy. This is why we need a coach. This is because coaches have strategies. And the good thing about working with a coach is coaches work with people and they know what works and what doesn't work. And so when you're going to, see a coach, you're going to practice, get a strategy. What works here? Because if you've not broken through yet, and you've been trying this for the last 15 years, and your business is still going back, you raise, you go back. Your relationship, you get some form of fulfillment, you go back. You really, common sense, you're using the wrong strategies. Get help. Use the right strategies. And I have outlined quite some strategies that you can use, that I use with my clients on Breakthrough with Jeff, that you can use by just studying this book. Perhaps that's all you need. Maybe you don't even need, the reason people need a coach beyond just having a book is we need accountability. We need a plan of action and someone telling us, yes, you told me you're going to do this last week. I gave you the strategy. Did you do it? And what is the challenge? That's the beauty of a coach. Otherwise, you wouldn't be where you are today if you never needed one. Mindset, lack of clarity. A coach is able to bring some clarity where you read and you're like, okay, you can read a book and you're like, wow, this is deep, but it remains deep. It doesn't help you. And so you need clarity with a coach. Another reason, the fifth reason that stop people, can you read that? False stories of who you are as a person and what you're capable of. False stories. Now, I've written a book called Get Past Your Story. If you've not read it, again, go find the book. It's on the link. That link gives you 4 of my books that I wish every one of my clients had, everyone that I connected with, had to shift their mindset and really break through to their destiny. One of the keys, one of the stoppers, one of the things that stop us from breaking through is actually the false story that you've come to believe. People are believing false stories about themselves, false stories. And these stories were created by the wrong parenting, the toxic parenting that we went through. And then you gathered a story about who you are, that you are limited, that your potential is limited as a human being, just because of where you grew up, just because of how your father lived his life and the stories that controlled his life. Your father's life is your father's life. He had his choices. You don't have to be like him. You don't have to be like your mom. You don't have to be like where you come from. Your village is your village. You don't have to have village mindset. You are now an adult. You can think for yourself. So those stories, I help people crush them because I see them as a curse to your destiny. It's like you're tied with a rope, and every time you try so hard, and I know you're a hard worker, but loaded with all these stories and with all these fears and all these beliefs and all these uncertainties, oh my God, you can't make it. You can't make it. And so it's not that you're not good enough. It's that you have stuff that is stopping you. You have forces that are stopping your destiny. Can I share the next one? The next enemy of your destiny. Unhealthy energy. That's what I talked about, vibration, in the video before yesterday, the day before yesterday. That you're driven by energy, and energy is everything. Energy is everything. We are driven by this energy from within us. is either the energy of love or the energy of fear. What is driving you? And as you make your destiny decisions, you're asking yourself, what is driving me? From where am I making this decision? As you apply for that job, you're asking yourself, from where am I applying this job? As you desire to go to politics, I get so many, requests for people that want to become leaders and they need coaching. Ask yourself, from where? Is it from fear or is it from love? From where do you want to become a multi-millionaire? Because some of us, we want money, but the energy driving us is fear. We are afraid of being poor. That's why we want money. Let me tell you, fear never gives you productive results. Fear always leads you to death. That's why many people, money is not the solution. Having so much money is not the solution. The solution is, freedom, financial freedom, spiritual freedom, emotional freedom. And this is what I say, this book is about a step-by-step guide, journey to self-love, inner power, abundant success, and emotional freedom. Because I'm helping you to crush all these goals, because after now looking at what is the problem, then the next thing is I share with you the process. And this is my process of coaching, the step-by-step guide, because it's not just knowing what is the problem. That's not enough. You want to know, how can I break through? How can I get out of this problem? Now I know that, yes, fear is stopping me. Yes, let me just go through them again from the first one. Just a recap from the first one. The first one is fear, and I've discussed so many fears. The next one is limiting beliefs, and I've given you a list of limiting beliefs. And from there, I talk about the third one is limiting personal and professional habits. And this is why we work with organizations also, because if you don't change your habit, your culture of your organizations, you remain the same, no matter how dreamy you are, no matter how much you dream. And then number 4, I have shared wrong strategies, So if you have the wrong strategies, it doesn't matter how hard you're working. It doesn't matter how fast you run, as long as you're running to the wrong direction. And that's why you've not broken through 10 years later. You're not breaking through. You're using the wrong strategies. And maybe you've applied 5 strategies and you think that's all you have. You need to try breakthrough with Jeff. Then another one, I've shared number 5. I've talked about unhealthy energy. Number 5, false story about who you are. And then from there, I want you to find the book, talk about the process that you can move step by step on your own. And if you need a coach, I'm available for you. Let me tell you something. You don't deserve the story that you've been living. You don't deserve. You're too blessed to remain small. You are created for greatness. Les Brown, there is greatness within you. Do not allow other people's opinion of you to become your truth. Other people's opinion of you don't have to become your destiny. You don't have to live the truth of the teacher who said you're nobody. You don't have to live the truth of your mother who chased you out of your home and told you, I don't need you anymore. You forgive mom, but then true forgiveness, true revenge is massive results, productivity. Don't revenge by going to fight your mother. That's stupid. That's silly. Don't revenge by fighting your mentors and people that opposed you. That is not good fight. Fight like a smart warrior. The real strategy is massive results. That's how we revenge. We are shame the devil by greatness, by shining. Shine. And the more you shine, the more you become a blessing even to your enemies. And so the reason I do this is because I believe it works. And there are countless testimonials of people that have used the same process to redeem their life. If I don't have even the time to share with you the amount of stories, some of them depressing stories of limitation. And you ask someone, why are you stuck? It's because they, like for instance, I never mention people's names, but I share these stories for purposes of inspiration. Someone shared with me that when their dad left them when she was 9, and he left them in style, because gathered them together and showed them how much he never needed them. Now this person, and I've seen this pattern with so many people, and I'll show you how to break it. People that get rejected when they are small, when they are young, they develop all these fears and uncertainties. And this is what they do. They become performers. They outshine in school. They become like, my friend, she became the best in class because now she's not getting all this love, all this, she's not enough. So to some extent, it has a blessing that your dad left you. It's a blessing that you became this hard-working person that is unstoppable in terms of achievement. But you see, like I discuss in my book, life is not just about achievement. Achievement is 30% of the totality of what we call success. There is 70%, which is fulfillment. So what these people lack, people that grew up with lack of love, affection, attention, and all that, they develop the power to move forward and to make things happen because it's a revenge. It's a revenge. But then there's a higher step beyond revenge, fulfillment. So I meet these people, they are the CEOs of organizations, they are the leaders of our society. But deep inside, they are lonely, depressed, they feel small, but everyone wants to worship them. Everyone calls them my celebrity, and they feel like they are the cream de la cream. And I tell you, there is more. And maybe you are that person, you are successful, you are this top in your organization, you're top in your career, but you still feel everyone wants you to mentor them, but deep inside you feel empty. That's your breakthrough. You need to break through because this life is too short to suffer. The greatest human suffering is the suffering of the unfulfillment of your soul. When you are unfulfilled in your soul, it doesn't matter how much money you make. You will cry in that V8. And I've seen people with huge cars, but they are lonely inside and empty. And they feel like this life is not worth anything. Because when you reach to the top of the top, and you're not fulfilled, that is the worst human pain because there is nowhere to go. At least the guy trying to get to the top thinks that they'll be happy when they reach there. You are there, you're on top. You're the cream de la cream, but you feel empty, lonely, alone, sad, depressed, angry with life because you're not happy. This life is not worth living without the joy of fulfillment. And when you find that joy, now you begin to give, to contribute, to be happy, to show up freely, to make your presentation from a place of power, to overcome your lack of self-confidence. Because what is self-confidence? What is lack of self-confidence? Is really not believing in yourself, not having that self-belief. You don't believe you deserve. Is you believe, you deserve less. So when you heal yourself, when you find that fulfillment, this is what I've seen with my clients. Their confidence comes back. They begin to show up confidently. Someone was telling me, Jeff, before our sessions, I would, be given, because they are the CEO of the organization, and they are going to make a presentation to the board, but they are shaking. They are shaking inside. And everyone thinks they are smart, but they tell me, what I go through between that time I know I'm making the presentation, I used to sweat. But right now, I look forward to the next meeting because my objective is to serve. My power is not to show. My power is service, is to be productive, is to serve the world. When you reach there, the tables turn. You become a force for good. You become a leader. You become, the affirmation I was making when we were starting this show. I am a leader. Defy the odds. Set a new standard. Step up, step up, step up. You cannot ask permission for your destiny. You don't ask permission to be given back your land. You get it. You find every way to get it. Nelson Mandela, freedom is never handed over to you. Freedom is never handed over to you. You have to demand it. And there's no, if you cannot, there's no need to have financial freedom when you don't have emotional freedom. There's a hierarchy, and I'm sharing it on this book, the hierarchy of fulfillment. What really fulfills you? Because some of us, you are 40, you have the money, but you don't have joy. You don't have freedom. You don't have that love within you. Then you have nothing. You are 50, you're going to your 50s, and there's not the joy of fulfillment. You're still competing people in their 20s. Find fulfillment. Find your inner power. I pity people that are getting in their 38, 40, 45, and you are still empty inside. I'm not impressed by people talking about their achievements. What impresses me is fulfillment. You found your joy. That is impressive, because that is an art. See, achievement is a science. You can copy whatever I've done and you achieve the same. You get exactly the same. But fulfillment, my friend, hey, my way. That one, that is the biggest battle. It's the battle of the titans. And most people would die without ever getting fulfilled. This is what makes me sad inside. This is why I write books. This is why I do courses. This is why I raise coaches. So we can help the world be fulfilled. I'm not impressed by your nice dress you're posting, by your trips you're making, by whatever you're saying you're traveling to. You can go to UK, US, the best destination in the world, and still be depressed. I'm not impressed. You can get married and have the best wedding and still be depressed and still feel like you're naughty. You can buy the best bed and never have love. You can have the best bed and never enjoy love. It's the curse of life. Do not go for that. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Righteousness, joy, peace, love. Everything else will follow you. Once you find your joy, you begin to attract money, because money loves happy people. Hello? Find that joy within you, the fulfillment, and money will run to you. You're not a slave of money. Money is your servant. But when you spend 20, 30 years running after money. And by the way, those of you that are starting business, the energy from which you're coming from matters. Don't start your business just for money. Even the business idea will die. Start for something higher, fulfillment. Go for something deeper. And you find you're doing it with passion. Even when challenges come, you're doing it with passion. Thank you, guys, and thank you for those of you that are reading the book and sending me WhatsApp, chats on what you're getting from the book. You're really inspiring me. Thank you. Shout out to Dr. Christine, and thank you so much. You said you're reading my book, Get Past Your Story, and it's so inspiring. Thank you, Dr. Christine, and thank you, Elijah Minor, powerful coach. Fulfillment it is. Yes, my brother, go for it. You got this. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for every day you are here in this show. Share this video with someone. Share the video with someone. Let someone serve. Service is something else that gives us fulfillment. Share this video with someone, and God bless. Stay strong, stay with passion. Goodbye.